What's up, guys? It's me, Alexander Jarvis from alexanderjarvis.com, and we're going through the marketplace financial model, and this is the 7th video that we're doing. And in this video, we are going to be covering the support staff on both the demand and the supply side. Now, watch the last video before you deal with this video because the staff sheet is more important. This is one of 2 automation sheets that I've built out. The second one is for sales staff, which is only for the supply side and not the demand side. Now, what we're going to be able to automate here are your customer care and customer success people. You do not need to have either. You can turn the sheet off if you want by going to the formatting sheet. Sorry, I'm lying again. Control sheet and turning this to off. Okay, you can do exactly the same thing. So off doesn't go into the staff sheet anymore. You can also turn this sales sheet off if you wanted to, but because I'm going to explain it to you, we obviously want to have it turned on. And if you're wondering why the automation is not coming in, you didn't have the sheet turned on. So you know exactly where it's coming in, but I explained it in the last video. But hey, let's make this simple. It comes in sort of the same place in the basic and the detailed. I'll show you the detailed now. So we'll see here, customer care, customer success, customer care, customer success, supply side, demand side. And these are going to be linking here. So the link's going to come up right at the top. Through the links in. So we'll see it comes in, it's linked to this point here, which comes from these calculations, okay? The salaries, to try to keep everything in one place, okay, are in this sheet. So supply, customer care staff, the average that you're paying them plus bonuses. If you increase the salary in a future period of time, say Series A, Series B, whatever it is, if you've agreed or you want to count for inflation and costs, rather than just being like, we're going to increase salaries on a 4% basis, which is not really that interesting from my point of view, you can have a point in time at which you're going to be a step increase. So the people are going to, the number of people, the head count are going to be calculated in the support staff sheet. You're going to filter into the staff sheet and you're going to multiply this times by this equals this, okay? So you have more people, these numbers are going to increase and they're going to be aggregate. But to make sure the calculations of the head counts make sense, we're doing the calculations here and we see the COGS head count is adding the number of people I have here plus the people. It's not adding the salaries, it's adding the salaries here because this is an individual. Automations are different, okay? The benefit of having the automations is that you can scale up and down the model as you want without having to come back. So what you're going to be doing when you're filling in the staff sheet is thinking, okay, Alex is the CEO, cool, we have him. Now, when am I going to hire a VP customer care? Well, maybe we'll hire him here. Maybe we'll hire her there. We'll have this person, we'll have a middle manager at some point of time. Fine, that's kind of your plan. How many people you need in order to meet demand could change depending on the number of people you take on the platform. If you spend more money on acquiring customers, you'll have more customers to do customer care with if you're doing that. In which case, do you want to keep deciding how many customer care people you need on the low end to do it? No. So I've done everywhere I can create automations so you can scale up and down as you need. You'll just need to make an assumption that your management layer is, and also middle management if you want, will be there to support them. But coming back here, this is actually pretty simple. Again, just go through it. So links come in, which we'll hide. Links go out from the summary, and also this is going to take the key numbers from the model. So we'll look at the supply side and the demand side, exactly the same formulas, basically duplicate them, but they'll be linked to either side. So what we're going to doing, so customer care is based on total number of people on the supply side that you have, all the suppliers. Customer success, if you opt to use it, will be based on new people that come on the platform each month, assuming that's the point in time at which they'll need it, okay? So now, customer care. So we can assume basic, premium, pro people. Do they need different levels of care? Or you're only offering different levels of care. So maybe if you're like on the basic, I don't care about you, that's like your problem. I don't care if you're premium, I only care if you're pro, in which case maybe 20% of people every single month will need care because they're paying for it. Or you could say, do you know what? I just don't do customer care, set everything to 0. Or we're going to set it as like, 1% for these because we're only going to deal it if, I don't know, they've got real fraud problems or something. It depends on your specific business model. But my model enables you to do a lot of stuff depending on how much you think about it. And that's the cool thing about the model is there's boxes that you can fill in. And you think, why would that be there? And you can think to yourself, actually, I didn't really think about that. Maybe I should. And then you can very easily model things out and see, could I afford to offer customer care? Can I do customer success? I don't know. And see what happens. Basically, going to set out as a percentage of your total customer base every month. So 2% of everyone forever, all time, that hasn't churned out, obviously, they're going to annoy someone. So when they annoy you, 2% of the entire basic base, how much time does it take in minutes to service them? So basic, premium, pro could be 10, 15, 20 minutes. You offer different levels of care, or maybe everyone is 10 minutes each. I don't know. You need to know or make an assumption for it. Now, I know that customer care people do not work all the time. They are on Facebook, or stop being a dick. They're on training meetings. They're whatever. Training sessions. So let's say you have an 8-hour day. Well, they're actually focused working for, say, 6 hours a day. Right? You can also bear in mind humor here, where people are going to talk and they'll do things. But realistically, there's only so many hours. Like maybe if you're on a loose ship, people work 3 hours of actual real work a day, actually genuinely doing something. So what we're going to do is we're going to count up how many minutes of customer care you need to offer. So we're going to multiply the percentage of your total base. So there's a number somewhere up here, okay? It's probably the number of listings that we have, or number of suppliers that we have, times by 3%, times by 15 minutes is going to equal 21 minutes of care needed. So which is very little. So if we look at the number of staff we'll need over the future period of time, we only ever need one person. It's not much at all. But let's say you have a different kind of business model, maybe Uber or something. Again, these are all rubbish. These are made up numbers, right? Maybe you'll end up needing a load of people, in which case you'll be forecasting a lot more suppliers, in which case these numbers will be a lot higher. You may have hundreds of people. I don't know. But we're going to take the number of suppliers you have, multiply the need, the time to service, and then if we take those 89 minutes, the customer care requirement is, I use a round up just to make it round, okay? Because you can't have like half a person. Is the number of the capacity that you have divided by the need in minutes equals the number of people. And so if people are only working like 0.000001 at a time, it's not doing anything. Oh, look, suddenly we need 65,000 people. You get the idea, okay? Now, customer success is exactly the same thing, except for it's based on new customers or new suppliers every single month, okay? So if you add in 100 people, and you already have 5,000, the customer care people will be dealing with the 5,100, or however the math works, and the customer success will be dealing with 100 people. And the next month, they may have 200 people to deal with, not the 5,000. That's customer care's problem. Customer success is for net new people. So again, do you offer it? Maybe it's only for pro people, which you can optimize if you want, right? By using better systems and services, automations, however. How many minutes does it take to service? Maybe you spend 30 minutes to make sure they really understand it and they don't bounce, which will be part of actually your retention strategy. Then how many hours a day do they actually work? Is it more or is it less than your customer care people? Then we're going to see what the required time in minutes is, which is nothing because we've got hardly any people. I must have changed the numbers somewhere when I was making these videos for you, but at the moment it says we need nothing. But again, like if we end up, again, they work very little, we'll see that we need, I did something wrong. We'll see that we need lots of people. However, okay, I just messed this up. Right. And so this number is going to go into the staff sheet, and that's the staff requirement. So we'll see that for here, you can see the salary is the same because we're only going to have one person. We'll pull in what the cost basis is for them, and we'll look at the cost per new supplier, or we can see the cost per supplier here on rolling basis. And you can see that these numbers over time will come down because we'll have a better utilization. So it's costing us $105.8 per new supplier that comes on. This is coming down over time because, I don't know, you made some sort of assumptions here. Or we've got better utilization of our people, which is a key point. And then for customer care, we'll see the same thing. How much does it cost to service? So if you're in selling higher tickets, higher ARPA, whatever, maybe it's fine that you're spending $3 to $10 per supplier every single month. Maybe it's not. Maybe you can't offer it, but this is going to help you think it through, okay? Now, the demand side is exactly the same thing, except the numbers are based off the demand side of the base as opposed to the supply side of the base. Exactly the same things. Charts are in here. All this stuff comes into here, okay? and automates it. So if I start spending a lot more money, acquiring a lot more on the supply and the demand side, we'll need more people if you decide that you're going to offer a level of care. If you don't, then you don't offer the care. Or maybe you just go into the control sheet and you turn it off. Not your problem anymore. Okay, guys, that's that. The easiest way to really understand it is to open up the sheet and have a play. But do it after you set up your staff sheet, because this is like an automation as opposed to the core of what you're doing. The next video we'll be dealing with is the sales staff sheet, which is quite similar, but actually the sheet's a lot more complicated to do. Okay, guys, bye.